Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Join Dota League Season number 6. I'm S3 Evolution 5, joined by Ruptur for Truesight TV, where we've got Complexity Gaming up against Team eHug. This is Complexity's new roster. That's right, Moon Meander is back and ready to rock. I was just told that by Beef. Ruptur, how's it going?
I just woke up, so I don't know.
Good morning.
Everything seems to be holding up here. Welcome to another episode of Uncle Ruptur Taco Making Show. Oh wait, no, that's
I would watch that.
Wrong day. Sorry, that's usually on Fridays. Yeah, I'm pretty psyched to see some classical ArchaeaDota, I guess. Oh crap! Now what I'm gonna do with all this lettuce? Yeah, probably I'll figure something out with it. But nah, I'm just kidding. I'm pretty excited about this. You know, some classic ArchaeaDota. I haven't been casting either of these teams for at least a month or two, maybe. Yep. Just because, well, South America. I mean, I've been covering a lot of South American Dota, and well, it is like a small child. You know, it does demand attention here and there. So, yeah, but yeah, I want to see what's going on the complexity ranks, particularly. At the same time, I haven't been paying too much attention to eHug, to be completely honest. But I'm glad to see some familiar faces on it. So
yeah, and Sero is Corey from Zephyr. So just so you're aware, because I wasn't aware for a few games and then realized it and felt kind of stupid. Yeah,
me neither. Yeah,
big thing.
It's a really odd name choice, you know, going from Corey into Sero, whatever that means. So I wouldn't have known unless you told me to. Justin is that Narok or is just Justin?
I don't believe it's Narok. They were calling him Justin in the lobby. If anybody can let us know in chat, that would be wonderful. I do want to point out one very important thing, though. You're noticing that there's no ban on Undying, there's no ban on Centaur. That's because they are already banned. There's a major bug that sprung up today that apparently was patched out, but I'm not 100% sure it's actually been fixed entirely.
I don't think so, no. It was just a small update that just happened during the game, but it didn't have anything to do with this.
Okay.
It had to do with some animations on the duel on the Legion Commander, if I'm correct. But yeah, it happened in the Dream League match between
Alliance and Empire.
Empire, yeah, so.
Yep. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the draft a bit. We do see Complexity banning out that top tier pick, Queen of Pain. Also the Tinker, which we'll come back to in a second. I'm a little enthused by. We see Leshrac and Beastmaster top bans for eHug as they'll pick up Visage and Drow Ranger, Gyrocopter and Dragon Knight, the picks for Complexity. So already, it's a fresh new meta. There's no ho-ho-ha-ha. There's no troll-ho-ha-ha.
Troll-ho?
Troll-ho-ha-ha. That's Troll's version.
No,
he says that, right?
I was just thinking about the other ho, so...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as a troll-ho...
Troll Arcana turns into...
I mean, if he chose that lifestyle...
Yeah, if that's his thing, then... Whatever.
I'm just saying, if he goes around, you know, on the nights and enjoying himself with plenty of people, it's his own choice, guys, okay?
Yeah.
Just don't blame the poor guy. He just has some disorder with his axes, and he just loves to beat the living crap out of people on his off time, but we're not gonna level that against him. Just saying. Anyway, that was a horrible joke, and of course, a little bit of a bad taste.
We took it a bit far, but whatever. Let's go ahead and really get into the draft, though, because Complexity has tons of AoE. Yeah, I did. That's my bad.
Okay. Alright, let's go to the draft.
The other thing for Complexity, they're all in a gaming house now. Beef told me that as well, so...
That's huge, actually. I didn't know.
Yeah, that is a big deal. I don't know what role Moon is playing, but it'll be interesting to see. They've got lots of AoE right off the bat. Gyrocopter, Dragon Knight, Enigma.
That's a really good setup. You blink in with Enigma, Black Hole...
Call down.
Hopefully even landing up on Midnight Pulse before that, and then Gyrocopter just goes to town. Just rip him a new one. On top of that, the new Flame Breath on Dragon Knight, it could work pretty well onto in big team fights just because of that damage reduction debuff that you apply now.
The other thing is the Frost Breath is in a bigger area, so it's even better to combo up with things like Enigma and Gyro, who are going to give massive AoE, at least lockdown in terms of slow for Gyro and big stun for Enigma. So, like that, but a Dazzle coming up for Team eHug, they know that this Drow is going to get jumped on, and they've got to keep her alive, so...
And it synergizes with the rest of the draft as well, because minus armor works like a charm with a Drow Ranger. On top of that,
that's going to hurt.
Good.
That is gonna hurt. Oh my gosh. The minus armor with the Visage, I didn't even think about that.
Oh, really? That's the first thing that's brought to my mind right there and there. I mean, Dazzle is the minus armor specialist, and you know it. You know, weave all your spells with physical attack. The Shallow Grave is kind of an added bonus. The thing is, does Complexity go for an axe right off the bat? That's the better question. But, yeah, I mean, Dazzle...
Oh, against the Dazzle. I was about to say, Rupture, that won't work against Visage. Well, yes, it won't, but it will still work against Dazzle very well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
It's for blade and just chop down any grave target. Because here's the deal with Dazzle. With Drow Ranger, I feel like it works pretty well for a reason. Dazzle has a really good attack animation and a decent attack speed. The thing is, he doesn't deal damage. I mean, it's like he's a really good right clicker. Trust me. He just throws like little waves of air at you. So it's kind of hard to last hit with it. But with a Drow Ranger boosting that up, never mind that I don't like this. I don't really like this.
Oh god.
Even though it makes synergy with the lineup, but Dazzle really cramps Witch Doctor's damage output if the Dazzle has like a good hindsight of the tempo of the teamfight goes, because you're able to drop a preventive weave on top of your guys.
And then they take no damage from the ult.
Yeah, and pretty much, the Witch Doctor ult will do diddly shit, pretty much.
The problem is, though, when they're caught in a black hole, even if you have weave, I don't think you live through that.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course,
you're going to start falling off very quick.
Yeah, but here's the problem here, is as an Enigma, are you going to actually drop a black hole on a Dazzle? Not really. Your priority is on Drow Ranger, maybe the Puck as well, and the other hero pick, which I'm gonna throw a little ring about it and say Templar Assassin. So
Possibly.
Having those high priority targets, are you really wanna devote your precious black hole into a Dazzle? I mean, if you're able to catch him as a collateral, fine by you, but
yeah, that's what I meant. But you're not going to commit it to the Dazzle.
I mean, I don't think you're gonna. At least on principle, I don't think you're gonna disable the Dazzle straight away with a black hole. However, there's where the Dragon Knight does come in. You know, with a Dragon Tail, just put him up a little bit out of the fight. But at the same time, the better way for Complexity to deal with this is simply just engage before the Dazzle actually drops the weave. So if the Dazzle doesn't have any time to build up the armor, because the weave does have like a 5 to 7 seconds wind up time, because it's just adding like 1 or 2 armor, which is really nothing. And during that window, during that period of time, if you're able to just pop the Witch Doctor ult, I mean, there's no problem with that, because 1 or 2 armor ain't gonna do any difference for you. However,
and Team eHug is like, no.
13, that's a different story.
Yeah, of course. Team eHug is just saying, no, the Wombo combo stops here. No Phoenix for you, because that just gets a bit ridiculous. I don't think they would actually necessarily go for it, and I don't think that Complexity are too hurt by that ban. In fact, they'll go for the Nature's Prophet for their offlane, which
classic C Freak pick, pretty much.
Yeah, he plays that very well. Yeah, although people were saying
with the Phoenix, it's the fact that Phoenix does make sense as a lineup in general, but yeah, I don't think Complexity we're hoping to have so much luck.
So they're gonna grab the Invoker, and I'm guessing Quas Wex, because long ranged, no Tornado to interrupt the Enigma and the Witch Doctor.
That's actually a good point. Yeah,
and to cut through Nature's Prophet's sprout that he's gonna trap himself in to try and get away. And it is gonna be Moon Meander on the Nature's Prophet in the offlane. Somebody in chat mentioned that. So, all right, let's get into this game. I am excited, and I really love Complexity's draft. They've got a lot of push, they've got a lot of damage, and they have a massive amount of team fight. And I mean, up against eHug's draft, there's still a massive amount of team fight, but it's a little more,
10 seconds remaining.
I'd say squishy, but very physical damage oriented. You know what I mean?
I feel like it is more of a lower cooldown sort of team fight that is more reliant about skirmishes, sort of like Wind Ranger kind of style of team fight. You know what I'm saying? It's like you do have the tornado, but that's pretty much it as a big cooldown. Like tornado, EMP are your bigger cooldowns on this. Maybe the resummon on the Visage familiars, but that's not a team fight cooldown per se. It's just, you know, how often do you have them available?
Whoops.
So
where's Rupture? There we go. Bam.
Yeah, I think
I was looking for your name there.
Oh.
We are gonna turn off the TI5 HUD,
yeah,
and we'll get ready to go.
The cooldown on the side of eHug is just 40 seconds on the weave, to be honest.
Yeah, and the coil.
Oh yeah, the coil.
And a couple of Invoker spells have relatively high cooldowns, but he can sift through those very quickly. Anyways, let's go ahead and introduce the teams. If you'll start us off with eHug, that would be wonderful, Rupture.
Alright, so on eHug we're gonna have on the bottom lane Sorrow, or aka Corey, with the Drow Ranger, which I'm kinda happy to see this guy actually getting back into the competitive game, because a lot of people were praising this guy back on Zephyr. Even though they were saying like, yeah, I mean Zephyr is kinda especially beating on Koreans and such, but they always said like Corey was one of the stronger suits of the team. Anyway, we're gonna have Pandango with Visage, also someone that I didn't expect to see him playing anytime soon, but hey, I mean, cool.
He's been on eHug for a while here, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he was mostly co-casting, you know, devoting his time on the co-casting until, I guess, a couple weeks from now, or a couple, maybe like a month. So that's why I was like, oh, okay, Pandango's back. The Invoker is gonna be in the middle lane on the hands of Justin. And on the top lane, we're gonna have a dual lane with Infinity and MJW, a classic duo here. Like,
they love to do this. Every time I see eHug, they're pairing up two heroes in the off lane, and it doesn't matter what it is. They'll send MJW and Infinity up here, and half the time they don't really care who gets the farm. It's just, okay, we're both going to get some XP, and we're going to make more space doing so. On the side of complexity, though, we've got Fly on the Witch Doctor, Zizzy's Dota on the Gyrocopter. We'll have Swindle Melons on the mid lane. Dragon Knight actually not doing too hot in this lane right now. Oh.
Ooh, that dazzle's pretty low. That
one more right click.
Putting a lot of work into him.
It'll do the job. Zizzy did drop pretty low, but Puck did orb back to get out of that, and he won't be able to secure the kill there. And Swindle is getting his bottle. We also have Z-Freak here on the Enigma, and that leaves Moon Meander on the offlane Nature's Prophet. This is Truesight TV that you're watching. I'm SP Revolution 5, joined by Rupture here for this 2-game series in the JDL League. And we do thank all you guys for coming out.
Yeah.
Holy crap, 559 viewers. Okay.
Well,
yeah, we thank you guys. Anyways.
That was fast.
First Blood is going to come out for Complexity up against eHug, and picking off this Dazzle very early on. He did go ahead and skill up the Shadow Wave, so he won't have that Shallow Grave to work with. However, with this 2 ranged heroes here, they'll be able to kill off this level 1 rocket. It's probably going to be forced to be picked up. In fact, Radiant's Courier
snipe.
Yep, Moon Meander TPing in for that one.
Yeah.
Already a lot of action going on around the map.
The upside is the fact that...
Speaking of which, Infinity on very low health. And no flat cannon to get him. Another right click almost got him. But MJW trapped under the tower. Rocket Barrage coming in, and Sun's going to help finish him off. He's going to drop there, but Zizzy almost dead, 20 HP. He might actually drop to the Shadow Poison, and he will, actually, as Dazzle gets his revenge here. And Moon Meander trying to dive, but taking quite a few tower hits, actually. Will drop down to 200 HP. Does have another TP to get back to the bot lane in a second, though. Is this going to be one of those games where we're going to try to do some analysis and then... Oh, wait, the team fight. Okay, now as we were... Team fight.
Well, considering this stage of the meta right now is, I wouldn't be surprised about it. So, just keep a quick eye onto the map, and I'll try to do the analysis a little bit if I can. But something also worth noting is the fact that this top lane duo is a 2 actual, like, long-standing eHug names on this lineup, at least. Like, since the first the second incarnation of eHug, which was Infinity, Sna, MJW,
The Infinity
and
Stack.
Yeah, a couple other guys.
Not the Infinity Snack, the Infinity Stack.
Yeah, the Infinity Stack actually, who got picked up by eHug on the second version of the team, and and until now they have been. Well, they still remain here. I mean, it's not just. I don't know what happened to that guy.
I have no idea. Yeah, I haven't heard from Sna. I was friends with him on Steam, and I'm guessing he changed his name or something, or just removed me. He might have removed me. No, I mean, no hard feelings either way. But
he would have removed me as well. So.
But I don't know who he is and all, so...
Yeah, maybe that account is AOL, so...
Yeah.
AWOL, sorry, AOL. Never mind. It shows my age, but, Anyway, outside of reminiscing about my age...
Swindle...
How the swindling is going?
It's going the way of the Invoker so far, 21-9. So meanwhile, Runes will be picked up, Fly... Again. Nice bounces there on the casket. MJW gonna once again go down. He does get a poison touch off on the Fly. My question is, how has he not skilled Grave up yet? Meanwhile, Pandago getting taken down by Moon here. Justin on the prowl will go down to a neutral creep. And Justin, not gonna be able to find him now.
Yeah.
We'll get some easy XP with the Adolans though, and it is Quas Wax. So, that's a point for Revo.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah. Good catch, actually. It makes way more sense. It's just the fact that I saw a lot of people, a lot of Invokers recently just go for the Exor build because of the extra damage and the early fighting capabilities. But yeah, against such a heavy AoE lineup, you're totally right. There is no reason why not to go Wex. And now, actually, speaking of Justin...
He will get a nice Tornado EMP off the Black Hole to come out as well. A Soul Assumption in onto Z-Freak. Is it enough to take him down? It will be! Enigma getting killed, split among assists. Witch Doctor does bring down the Invoker, but they at least make a trade here. They're managing to stay alive, but it's not over yet. Moon Meander coming in. The Grave comes out from MJW. Pandago, you're safe, buddy. Well, for a moment, as you will not be safe. Yeah. You're safe! Just kidding. You're totally
safe
dead, mate.
For now.
Wrecked.
Yeah. He took a little ease and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I thought that he was about to drop the Soul Assumption on while being graved up. I think he had 100 mana.
I wasn't looking at his mana pools, so
maybe he had like 70. So maybe just a little bit of misjudgment.
But again,
yeah, complexity. I mean, so far they're keeping a lot of pressure into this dual top lane, and now. Yeah. Just collapsing into Justin, which was a pretty hard kill to get, but I think the Black Hole commitment was worth it. Just
the bright side is
if you're able to shut down the puck or the dash or the top lane for that matter, on top of your Invoker.
Well, hold that thought. We've got a cold snap out on Moon Meander on the bot lane. Grave Show coming through as well as an EMP. It's going to burn all his mana. There's no TP out for you, Moon. And he's going to go down to Visage here. But yeah, the upside for eHug is the Infinity is actually living in this lane. He is on even farm with the Gyrocopter now, ahead of the Gyrocopter, and he's going to be able to get a relatively quick Blink Dagger here, I'm assuming.
I was about to say that the upside was the fact that Corey's just monstering this lane.
That too.
46 and 18. I mean, he is just...
I want to say that's near perfect CS. They're going to throw out the call down, but Cero goes ahead and tangos through the trees, and he will get out of that. Zizzy rotating down.
Oh my god, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, those Frost Arrows really hurt, especially when you're already level 6, and you've gone 3 in the Aura as well. But the Casket gonna come out. There's not really any creeps to bounce to here.
But they were getting finished up by the treants there, man. It was priceless.
I missed that completely. Zizzy in a lot of trouble. Infinity gonna get the last right click in there. Infinity with the double kill, and this will accelerate his blink. Well, it would have quite a bit. In fact, I believe he could have gone straight for the blink after Brown Boots at this point. But playing it safe, picking up the treads, going to get a lot more out of the bottle that way. And it's definitely the safer option.
He does need it because they have been fighting so early. Because that seems to be the pretty much the game plan for complexity. Just try to get early pushes, early engagements, and try to just keep the initiation to yourself. Therefore, you are gonna need as much stats as you possibly get your hands on, and now Pandago is just gonna get.
away.
Oh, he's actually gonna get away on 42 life.
Just gonna get
away.
away.
Why Pandango's getting killed so often as well. He hasn't leveled up Grapekeeper's Cloak, which it makes sense in the fact that, okay, you're gonna be more offensive into this. And, I mean,
Sarah getting hit with a missile on bot lane did silence them out, and they won't be able to follow it up. So turn down the hype.
They're not gonna jump on this.
Yeah,
there is no way. Well, maybe the Gyrocopter hoping to get a kill with the Rocket Barrage, but that's a little bit of a stretch, especially under the tower, so he's not gonna risk it. Infinity is gonna get stunned in the middle lane.
And that'll just be to take down the tower. They do have a coil, but without a tower here to provide extra damage, there's not much point in wasting it. It would really be wasting it at that point.
Yeah, but yeah, going back a little bit on the Visage is the fact that he hasn't devoted a single point into Grapekeeper's Cloak, and even if he did, there is already the corrosive breath onto Dragon Knight, and there's a lot. Also, the treants right-clicking him down, so that cloak is not gonna last too long. However, I feel like he does need it.
Ziz tries to juke, but it isn't gonna make it out. We'll get cold snapped and Infinity on down. As Puck actually bounces into 2 here. Corey looking for Fly will lose some of his agility thanks to Swindle Melons being close to him, and Swindle will actually get out on a sliver of HP, but Sarah just goes straight back to farming, no sweat.
That was a really good jump from Infinity, because the Witch Doctor was going for the ultimate and such, and Infinity was like, no, coil, silence, get out of here, and, well, there goes your voodoo juju.
Yeah.
And they're gonna now do a 5-man push in the middle lane, which
it's gonna be very effective at the draw aura.
It's gonna be a really good. It's gonna be a good upside, especially because again, this draw is just stacking up so much damage that it shouldn't take too long. The problem is, well, you're eating up some damage on the.
MJW gets stunned, but they just have so much defense. They can silence out Swindle Melons. He'll get chased down by a rocket, sure, but I think he's fine.
You mean?
He might, I mean, they can even give him up here and be okay, but it's just bait. Justin with the Tornado EMP once again, Swindle Melons, low on mana. There's a call down coming out, but they'll just back up and say, you know what, you can't catch us. Good luck.
Yeah, so MJW just pulling up a little bit of a bait situation, but they weren't able to follow up. However, in the meantime, Moon Meander is just doing his best to try to take this tier 1 tower on bottom lane. So this is the problem with that move that eHug just did, the 5-man push on middle. It's the fact that you're playing against a Nature's Prophet, and we know what happens versus Nature's Prophet. If not, go watch some Bulldog. But at the same time, I mean, they even got the middle tower. They actually just got denied by Swindle Melons, so not even. I mean, you committed 5 heroes just to take out the tower, and you're not even gonna get that. Yeah. While losing a tier 1 on bottom. I mean, that was a little bit of a poor choice of a trade, and now Complexity are gonna go for a Roche, a little bit of a cheeky move.
Oh, but the smoke coming in. Puck has a coil. He's gonna throw it down. It'll catch 2 at least. Nice Tornado EMP, but a big call down coming out. Black Hole isn't being used. There's no mana. Z-Freak, he needs to Soul Ring if he wants to use it, but he's dropping before he can. He will go down. Pandago going down. Corey, he's trying to tank it up, but he's not going to make it. Zizzy with a double kill. Let's make it a triple, possibly an ultra kill. He can't track down Justin, though. Can he get one more with the Rocket Barrage? MJW, one more hit. He will get it. An ultra kill for ArchaeaDota. And Complexity appear to be steamrolling right now. Like, they'll lose a fight, but then they'll come back even stronger in the next fight. Fight recap going to show us a 1,500 gold swing going toward Complexity, with Gyro walking away with 1,300 in that. Also 1,200 XP for him. eHug limping away from the fight with only the kill on Enigma. And they'll get a Roche off of it too.
If I'm CC right now, I would max out the missile just to get that extra burst damage and then just finish up with the flag.
I mean, he doesn't even really need it. So much
experience that you're gaining. I don't know, man. It's like, I feel like a lot of people tend to undermine what homing missile does. I mean,
I think the problem
they just
here,
think it's a utility spell, but I mean, 500 damage.
It's a lot, potentially.
500 damage, boy.
The problem is the eHug heroes are all ranged, so they have a good chance to kill the missile. Melee heroes have a hard time because it is very speedy. It's hard to keep up with and actually hit. But ranged heroes can do it.
Counterpoint to that is the fact that, considering the momentum that you're having right now as a gyrocopter, right?
Go ahead and keep snowballing.
Oh, they're gonna destroy Moonmeander on the top lane.
Yeah.
No, Swindle's not gonna make it.
No.
He tried, but...
He could have popped ult there and possibly gotten it, but it's a big commitment for very little. And actually, Moonmeander already has a level 1 Necro. And this is an item that received a very substantial buff last patch. The level 1, that is. And now it actually is worth getting up. It's not just, oh, I got a level 1 Necro. Good, you're feeding creeps to the enemy team. Congratulations, Nature's Prophet. Thank you. No, it's actually a realistically good ability.
And I love the way that you say it, and I'm just checking Moonmeander's Nature's Prophet, and it's one of those. You know, it has the Shroomy hat and such. So...
oh, of course it's the Shroomy head. Yeah.
Yeah, Shroomy head, the classic I'm panicking head.
Oh, but the smoke is going to come in. Infinity is going to grab a regen rune here, and he may need it, but Visage, you came to the wrong neighborhood. Is he going to stun? He'll get one down on 2 heroes here. Zao Silence going off on 1, but not on Fly, who gets a decent ulti off here. Does cancel it in time, but Visage is going to go down. Corey's going to be next. As the second rocket will finish him off. MJW, they can't find him. They can't find him, but they still pick off to lose none, and that's a very good smoke gank. In fact, they'll even get a bird.
Nice nice idea for Complexity, just carrying a couple mangoes here and there. Especially versus an Invoker who's going EMP.
Oh, have they actually got him? That's really smart.
They just smoked him after during that gank.
Oh, Moonmeander gonna go down up top. Yeah.
And I mean that extra mana is just doing some serious work for them because they're. I mean, for example, CZ, what is your holdup? I mean, just.
Oh my God!
Just keep using the mana.
Oh my God, Puck! Wow. Whoops! Yeah, he was killing one of the Necro units because he's like, I can get gold, guys. And what he wanted to do was throw out an auto attack and then phase shift it so he doesn't take the damage. The problem was he didn't phase shift, and he died.
Like you want to do the cheeky thing, you know, when you're cheating dead and such. Except the cheating didn't work, and yeah, it's pretty much like what happens when you try to steal in Vegas. So
yeah, guys, don't worry. Free monies. Free monies. Yeah, it's gonna be fine.
Don't try to cheat casinos. They're vicious people. That's all I'm saying. But I mean, honestly, going back a little bit into the Mango meta,
it makes sense.
Shinigami, is like Gyrocopter is. That's the downside of Gyrocopter right now, and I feel like it was an indirect buff to the heroes. Like he's so mana hungry. I mean, you can deal a crap ton of damage on this guy continuously because most of his coolers aren't that particularly high. I mean, you know, Rocket Barrage, 5 seconds. Okay, if this missile was level 4, it would be 11 seconds, which is pretty short. Flat Cannon. 30 seconds, maybe that's the only one that is like a really huge cooldown. And your ulti, even your ulti is like 45 seconds as well. What happens is, well, you're burning a lot of mana, and Gyrocopter doesn't have a big mana pool to work with.
Yeah, he's not very bright. He's only got 2 int game per level, which is decent, but he does have relatively high mana costs considering that the missile is 120 mana, the Rocket Barrage is 90. I mean, you're really pumping out a lot. Meanwhile, Smoke Gank is coming out. Infinity, hold on.
That on a shirt, man.
Infinity is going to be fine. Why didn't they go for him? I'm assuming they're looking for a more useful gank and trying to pick off the Invoker up top. Which,
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say, before this fight even happens, picking off a Quaswex Invoker is hard. Let's see if they can pull it off. They will get a stun off. He will Ghost Walk, though. They've got Dust on Fly. And he'll throw out the EMP. A 4-man coil from the Puck isn't enough. Where's Puck? Puck?
Is there any
Puck's gone. There's no follow-up. You land a 4-man coil, and that's cute. But without Drow there, there's no follow-up. And Drow is farming in the jungle. Sure, she's got an aura, but these heroes hit hard, but not hard enough to bring everyone on the enemy team down. And do you really want to engage into Black Hole?
It's not the fact of the damage, I would say. It's the fact that you just picked up the enemy's main disabled hero. And that's the reason why they were so confident, even with a 4-man coil. It's the fact that, well, yeah, but what you're gonna do about it in order to, you know, control us? I don't see no familiars here. I don't see no stuns. I don't see no freaking silences as well. I mean, it's like, well, what you gonna do?
Yeah, and speaking of familiars, there are no familiars here now. They are on 10 seconds cooldown, so Visage will be able to ring him up real quick, but
the upside of this is that this is
Yeah.
a lineup that scales pretty decently onto the late game, at least on the draw herself does, and by proxy, most of her or the heroes on her team kind of do like scale really well. But the problem is the constant thing about an invoker is the fact of level advantage. A good invoker or an invoker where it shines is when he has like 2 or 3 levels above the enemy lineup, and
Yeah.
that's where the part where the invoker actually really becomes a huge threat.
yeah, he
Right
is
now,
level
this thing is
11,
sitting at level 11, which
but
it's
everyone
nice
is
and all,
level
but-
11. There's 4
Yeah.
heroes on this map that aren't level 11, and one of them is Gyro, who's level 12 because, well, he's fat. I'm not sure, he might need to invest in more thrusters to keep him up in the air a little more, because he is mighty fat right now, sitting on what I'm assuming is going to be Sanjanyasha, which apparently has been the item of choice for gyrocopters. I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm not so sure this is it, but again, I'm not a professional player.
It's on the meta. It's on the meta right
Yep.
now. The meta is based heavily into early team fights, and you're gonna try to get as much stat points as humanly possible with the biggest value that you can get your hands into. So Sanjanyasha, an item that it's not amazing, but it's a cheap item, a good all-around item, and I feel like it fits like a ring for gyrocopter. Somehow gyrocopter uses swords as rings. I don't know how it happens, but it does.
Yeah.
It just fits for him.
He
And,
uses them as hubcaps or something. Oh
yeah.
wait, not hubcaps, he doesn't even have wheels.
anyway,
Whatever.
Complexity, Stormy in the
Oh.
middle lane.
And meanwhile, a Tornado Storm coming back out. A slow on Swindle and EMP. He does BKB, but this is a 10-second BKB that's being used completely defensively. He literally popped it so he could walk out of there with full mana, and that's all he's done. eHug need to make something happen on the back of this. They know that BKB is on cooldown. It's the first time they've seen it. They do
I
have a
don't
smoke
think
on
they
Dazzle.
can.
I'm worried that they can't, but I still want to see them try. And I think they need to try, because this may be your last shot to pick off Dragon Knight for a while. The BKB is
Okay,
still
here's
down
a
for
question.
40 seconds. Yeah.
Are you thinking about picking up the Dragon Knight? If I was eHug, I'm more like
It
this
was a
is
BKB
level
for Gyro, too.
13 gyrocopter, which that also has 9,500 gold net worth.
And
Full
a
enemy
10-second
minutes
BKB that I don't know that eHug knows about yet.
Exactly.
And
so,
that's going to be very scary. Like,
So
oh guys, don't
I
worry,
feel
we'll
like
just
Truth
silence him.
Wells is the minor of my problems here. This is the one that I will be, peeling my eyeballs into.
Yeah.
Man, I'm still kind of foggy. Just
It's all
woke
good,
up
man.
stuff. So sorry if
You're
I'm not
doing
making
fine.
that much sense. I'm trying, but yeah.
I'm translating, so no problem.
Alright.
Oh, but Puck, in a bit of trouble. Swindle's
it
got
is.
this invis. He's not going to go for it. He knows that Puck can still probably get away from him in a lot of scenarios. I think this is a Yule's. Yep, it's done on Puck. And that's going to give him secondary phase shift to work with. Canceling the blink that Enigma doesn't even need. Possibly disabling Witch Doctor or Enigma, which I think would be the most likely use other than the defensive. But meanwhile, Moon has a level 3 Necrobook. And I believe is working on a Maelstrom as well.
Yeah.
Hey, at least it wasn't Mexico.
People think I'm from Spain. That's cute, actually. I'm kind of flattered. Now I sound like a Euro. Okay, all right.
You've been casting with Dragondrop so much.
Well,
that,
at least they're not comparing me to a Mexican. So
yeah.
yeah.
Rupture's
Even
not
though I was
Peruvian.
about to do tacos, so speaks a little bit about what the hell am I doing? But
See, you're feeding the stereotype, Rupture.
yeah, thanks to some person that always just runs with the joke. So I'm not gonna point names or look at certain people, but they know who they are.
I think I've made my point. Anyways. Okay, so let's take a look at eHug. They are down 12k gold. They're down 10k XP. Can they make it back? I think there's a possibility there, of course.
You're asking the wrong question, buddy. It's not how, is that can they make it back? It's like how can they make it back? And there is a Chinese joke somewhere out there, but I'm not gonna delve into it. Let's see. They need to.
They just picked up the Sanjay on Gyro too. He's just absorbing items at this point.
Yeah, he's just burning up his pension.
Oh,
his pension.
And a little late on the Sunstrike there from Invoker, but
to be fair, what were you able to do anything about it?
Guys, let's all run toward the pit and die. No,
exactly.
Let's not.
I mean, are you gonna fight into a pit versus a black hole, a coL down, and a freaking death ward? No, you're not gonna do any of that shit. No, screw that. So I mean, the best thing he could have done is like, okay, I get a Sunstrike, I see them doing Roche, and I just feel myself with contempt and get sad at life. So I mean, I guess for his liver's sake, it probably is better that he didn't know until they picked it up. But yeah, they're just gonna knock on their door again and let's see how
Tornado EMP. Actually, Zizzy is out of mana, but he does have that Aegis to work with, and he's got a BKB as well. This is going to be a tough defense. The mangoes.
The mangoes, boys.
They'll save it for a second life, most likely. I don't think there are any, though. Didn't see any. Yeah. We will see the mid tower go down. There is a lot of... Holy crap, that Rax is fast.
But,
yeah. This is a full Rax. Easy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go for a second.
With, of the Enigma. See if we're going for a Ralvatus. Really, really smart pick.
Beautiful Tornado, though. Out on 3. EMP will come through, but it won't burn any mana. And here's the problem. They can't lock them down in the thing. There's a call down coming out. Justin will walk into it by accident there. And, I mean, the tower's just dropping. Zizzy in a little bit of trouble. They'll try to bring him down, but that's just the Aegis. The tower already falling with him. And Complexity just taking the fight now. They have to take a good engagement right now. Zizzy has that 10-second BKB to work with. They'll pop it now and walk away. I mean... Unlike the previous 10-second BKB where it was just like, okay, Dragon Knight popped his BKB. Oh, that is sad for the Invoker right there. Tornado just barely missing Witch Doctor, who picks up an Axis. Dragon Knight picks up Shadow Blade. But unlike the Dragon Knight one where it's like, okay, well, you walked up to the base, you knocked on the door, they said, no, you can't come in. You popped your BKB and walked away sad. This time you broke down the door, broke a window, and then popped your BKB anyway so you could walk away with it. So you could get away from the cops. But,
yeah. It's pretty much one of those things when you're adding up that cheat code onto San Andreas or any GTA just to take out your stars away.
Well, now you can just call Lester, and pay him like $400 bucks. That's what I do.
Yeah,
please. I'm not gonna run from the cops. Yeah. That's gonna take too long, man. I got things to do, people to see, cars to steal. But
still, here's the problem. I mean. Just look at the net worth hero.
Do I have to? Oh god. Just the hero list. Thank god.
Rough. Just rough.
You've got 4 heroes from Complexity. Then 3 heroes from eHug. Then a Witch Doctor who, let's remind everyone, has a scepter. As well as mana boots, a fully charged magic wand, a smoke, observers and sentries, and a TP scroll, and is level 12. Like, he's still stacked up. Yeah, and then Visage and Dazzle, that's like, well... Visage got his point booster, though, I mean...
Well, I guess. I
mean, that's it.
Here's the deal. Infinity gets what he needs to be doing on this game right now. He's trying to make as much space for his own team as humanly possible. Which is a good idea, especially considering that the meta has been so heavily punishing towards high ground pushes. The problem is, there is so much advantage that you need to climb into it, and maybe this smoke could be the magic bullet for them, but I'm not completely sure. They are already... this is a 5-on-4 actually, because Swindleman's is still mid lane, so maybe it could work, but where's the rest of the team?
Oh, crap.
Okay, they're just leaving Infinity go, well, B or some stuff.
Oh dear, he got A-Toast.
Yeah.
Or was it Silver Edge? No, it was A-Toast. Okay.
he was Atos, and also Swindle does have a Shadow Blade on top of that. So
yeah, and he's surely going for Silver Edge. I mean, you hit the Drow with that thing, the game is over then. Like, Drow does nothing. Then it's like, oh, I have 60 bonus agility. No, you don't, Drow. Get out of here.
yeah,
Swindle will
you
just
have no initiation on the back of this.
he'll juke. He'll take down MJW almost, who gets a grave off and at least pops the weave. Which does, keep in mind, go through these BKBs. The debuff is still applied. MJW is actually alive by some miracle. The Rax is not.
Exactly.
And this is the problem for eHug. They have really good zoning capability with the Invoker. If Pucks gets a good coil off, that's great, but they're just not synergizing, and they're going to call the GG. They're going to say, okay, we lost. Game number 2. We good. We're going to try it again.
It's just the fact that on the laning phase and the early rotations, just complexity ran out with so much. And
Yeah.
again, the gyrocopter factor is the fact that if you're able to get some good snowball on the back of that,
He's a beast.
he is just gonna rip your face apart.
Also,
The whole
Swindle
team,
never
not
died.
A single person. He's just gonna destroy the whole team.
They couldn't
Because
kill Swindle
that's
the
what he
entire
does.
game. Like, he's 1-0-6. I mean, sure, he only has 1 kill, but that's a Dragon Knight who did a lot of push work for the team. Complexity looking really strong. If you've got rares on eHug, hold on to your Bugattis, because game number 2 is coming up. They can still be returned. It's a 2-game series, so... I'm EsperEvolution5, though. You can find me at EsperEvolution5 on Twitter, Twitch, EsperEvolution5Dota on Facebook. You can find Truesight TV at Truesight TV on everywhere. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, etc. You can find Ruptur here at Ruptur with a 3 instead of an E at the end on Twitter. And you can find him on Facebook at RupturDota. We will be back with game number 2. And we'll see you guys soon.
Nice camera work, boy.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
know. My camera